I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Howard, sing the Sistas theme song.
My girls hold me down.
Hey.
You know they be around. My girls all around. You know they're looking for love. Hell tonight.
I'm looking for love. What is up, y'all? We are back for another episode of Sistas on BET. We're a mess because tonight's episode, baby.
Ooh, child.
The ghetto, rat-ta-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta-ta. It was a lot to deal with, but before we get into all of that, before we get our initial thoughts, let me introduce you to my sister circle. Sisters!
Sisters.
To my left is the lovely Elle Marie. She will be in the chat talking to you guys tonight. Yes. So make sure you hit us up. And down to the very end.
Hello.
Is Howard the Fat. Nice to be seen. Nice to be heard.
Hello, everybody. Hello, my sisters.
Howard will be bringing
You've been
us.
on my mind.
Howard will be bringing us our Wednesday wisdom as always.
Yes.
Just as messy as him. So, you know, we're ready for it. And I'm your girl, Drew Jones. And I will be taking us down this journey of petty and messiness that is Tyler Perry's Sisters.
That is you. All right.
Woo, Chile. Let's talk about tonight's episode because what?
It was so much.
I mean, I just like, we really saw old girl just rat-ta-ta-ta. Straight to the head.
Oh. I was very shocked. I didn't think they were going to actually show it on television because I'm like, how do you show something like that, like to the head? I said, child, that's serious. And shout out to
that was a lot.
Angela or
Angie
Beyonce. Beyonce's cousin. I said, okay, girl.
Come on, girl.
Make
I
your
guess she
accent
stopped.
debut.
Okay, she usually writes. You know, she's a writer. So I'm like, okay.
There's a lot of like wow moments. We had like a predatory lesbian moment
That
with
was
the
very
private
real.
eye.
Child.
You know, we had old girl shooting up her own club. We had Gary.
Yeah.
Gary.
Okay, I don't know how to feel about Gary because now he don't switched up.
Now I feel.
Because now after we found out what we found out tonight with the wife and being crazy.
Now I feel
and so I'm like,
differently.
and the way he said it was, I already told you. I told you 3 years ago.
We've been here.
I don't want, and for him to say it in front of the wife, I don't want you in front of, Andy. That's how you know. He might be a good man, Savannah.
No, we gonna
Okay. Well,
pushing
listen,
it.
he didn't bring out the lady in the pictures, though.
Right. Who's the white woman, Gary? Who's the white woman?
They're just friends. That's how he might be a good man.
Wait, what
He's a
else?
little possessive, but he still might be good.
No, because you said who sis with the bangs was, but I still need to know who is the white woman's Gary.
Oh, child.
Because I'm tired.
Yeah, we do need to know who
But
she
before we
is.
get into that, because that was messy, I want to kind of tackle the smaller storylines of tonight's episode. Let's hit Dani and this white king. Dani got herself a Trevor. She said, bye, Trevante.
And this girl.
Hello, Trevor.
I'm here for it, though.
I'm here for it, too.
The little
I am,
country
too.
twang he had, them arms.
Okay.
The little social awkwardness.
I need a story, though. I need
I need
to
the
hurry
backstory.
up. And Tyler, I need the
I need
background story.
substance, Tyler.
Like, you a grown-ass man. Why are you awkward
Okay.
right now?
Talk
You
about it's a
know,
long story. Well,
I've
she
been-
had time.
I've been reflecting in my own life, thinking about getting a white king because the Trevantes of the world just be hurting me.
Well, listen, let Channing Tatum walk up in here.
And I feel,
And he's single now.
and I feel like this was a message from Guad
Okay.
or Tyler Perry. I don't know. That I should dive into vanilla waters.
That's what you got from this episode, that you should dive into vanilla waters?
Yes,
Well, get to dive.
should take on part of my heritage.
Oh, no. Fix it, Jesus.
And go to the Caucasian grasses where they may grow.
Listen, it's all about options
Yes.
and opening your horizons.
And I think, didn't we just talk about how, like, we as black women should open ourselves up to more than just, like,
Yeah.
cisgender straight black men? And Tyler said, I got something for that ass. Here's a white man. Here's a strong white man.
Who needs to
Fine
give us
one.
the backstory.
Yeah, because his sister was like,
And she was weird.
she was
Yeah.
giving me flowers in the attic vibes. And I was like, sis,
Yeah.
sit down,
I mean, he
please.
could have been just really shy because at the end he was like, "Oh yeah, I wish he would show me around," and a little playful
Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
the end.
He tried to get it together, but still, like,
Yeah.
I want to know. Maybe he's a broken heart.
maybe.
You know, maybe childhood sweetheart or something
Yeah.
left him at the altar.
Ooh,
Because guys don't know how to act when it gets a little
Yeah.
hot.
okay.
Sure.
Oh no,
Another time.
another time.
But I'm here for it because I kind of felt bad for Dani when Zach was like telling her about
Yeah.
how he's taking Karen out, and then you asked her to borrow money, and it's like you just like kind of hit on Dani like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
yeah,
And like she's been your friend, and you did this whole thing about how you wanted to holler at her and not
Yeah.
Karen, and it just was like it was a reminder
weird.
that Zach's corny.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm not here. Sorry to jump ahead, but like I'm not really here for Zach and Karen getting back together.
They don't make a lot of sense to me.
Maybe there's so much history behind it where they're kind of just like, okay, let's give it one more go around. And it does look like, well, it's only been one episode, but I was going to say it does look like he's turned a new leaf. He's being playful, brought the breath disc, gave her the last 3 checks.
I mean, that was impressive.
It was.
And
But
silly,
now
then
he
you're going to
broke.
go borrow money. Like,
Yeah.
how about maybe just the last 2? You
Yeah.
can take one of those for dinner instead of putting yourself
How much
in
are in
debt.
those checks?
Sorry, I'm not here for it.
Are these bi-weekly checks or weekly? What's you get paid minimum wage? Like what's
Because what
the,
you living off of?
That's
what's
what
the
I'm
tea?
saying. And why was Danny's weed balance $200?
yours isn't?
Child, that's a girl. $200?
Well, it's like because it's Atlanta and it's like not legal there yet. So like an eighth is more expensive there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've heard.
mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not really into Karen and Zach being back together. That's not really like, I'm not feeling it. But like at the same time, I feel Karen because we all have a Zach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm so not here for it. Like, yeah, but eventually you got to let that Zach go. Okay.
Listen, but it's hard.
I know it's hard. And I finally got to the spot where I let my Zach go. And so others have to let their Zach go.
Are you trying to drag me right now?
A little bit. You added, you told on yourself.
Drag her.
I deleted my Zach's number out of my phone. Okay, I'm trying. What is that? Growth. Okay? It's hard. When it's good, it's good. Okay?
Listen,
Anyway. Let's talk about Sabrina.
Child.
I'm tired.
Listen,
When it's good, it's good.
We like Sabrina. I know in the comments they be like, y'all really just don't like Sabrina.
No, I like Sabrina.
We like Sabrina.
We're
What
just
the
over.
situation is just tiring.
I just like, girl, your man there's a G spot in the booty hole. He like it. It's fine. It doesn't make him gay. Let it go. Either take it or don't take it. But what bothers me is you are getting perfectly good man.
Good.
I almost cracked my Apple Watch.
Because you know it's fake.
Just like your hairline. Anyway.
Come on, swap me. Uh-huh.
I can't do the show anymore.
be caught in the middle.
But it's just like when you're getting good man is hard to come by, you know?
It is.
Especially when it's so giving and so manly, and comfortable in their manliness,
True. But I agree with Karen when Karen was just like, either date him or don't. Like
enough.
finally somebody
Yeah.
said it in the friend circle, like, be with him or not.
Or not. Because at this point, it's like how many times can you ask him? How many times can you sit there and try to figure it out? So at this point, it's on you, sis. You need to make the decision. Do you want to deal with this or not?
And I feel like she seemed like she's kind of like rationalizing, like, no, I really like him, so I should keep doing this.
Oh, mess. I hate when she was just like, he wanted to have a bigger vibrator. that Sabrina said that, and she was like, he wants a bigger one next time. Yeah. I'm like, well, girl, have y'all spoken the love language yet?
Yeah.
Where is y'all sex talk first before you?
And I mean, that was a small one. That was more so for, one part of your lady part.
Yeah, one very, very small part.
So if it ain't really,
if we're talking about like true to size, yeah, it could be bigger.
But for him, we haven't spoken. We need to talk. Well, I'm not getting you a bigger vibrator if we haven't even discussed the smaller one.
No big vibrator for you.
No,
you get the bullet and you're gonna like it.
But I think what I was saying, like that one I felt like that was more so small. It wasn't even an average size.
Yeah.
Like, it was a small. So it was like we can go up a notch. It's not like saying he wants some long. It just
maybe there's a way to compromise. There are. I don't know if I should share that I know this on TV, but fine. There are like little finger gloves that do the same trick that maybe would freak her out less, I'll send you the link. But I'm just saying there's levels to this and there's compromise to be had. Okay. But I feel like maybe like that would be a little less Tyler, if you're listening, I can consult on season 2 for any of this. I know a guy. But yeah, I think they could they do need to talk though. I agree. It's just like, I don't feel bad for you when you're not vocalizing your concerns or your hesitations.
Yeah.
Because he's had no problem vocalizing his.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so it seems like he seems to think y'all are on the same page because he's willing to open himself up to you, but you're not to him. And if you're not saying anything, then it's like,
what's going on?
It's like we're grown. We should be able to talk about this. And especially if he went for that knowing how you feel, you know what I mean? And you have this weird thing about his sexuality, then like that should tell you that the conversation it's open. The door is open for the conversation. Yeah. You know what I mean? So just talk about it, girl. She's annoying.
And my nana,
I love her.
My nana used to say, if you can't talk about it, you shouldn't be doing it.
Oh.
So.
Thanks, Nana.
Thanks, Nana.
That's the gem.
Yeah, if you can't talk about it, you shouldn't be doing it. So if you can't talk to him about the stuff, you shouldn't be sleeping with him.
Yeah.
And that's the tea. Okay. Let's talk about Gary and this whole thing. So we left off last episode with Jasmine pulling up saying, "Sit down, bitch." And it was just very aggressive.
It was very aggressive.
And so this was her basically getting her monologue on and reading Andy for filth while Black Ellen DeGeneres sat next to her and I effed Andy, and it was just a lot for me to take in.
Not Black Ellen.
Someone take her mic.
It was a lot for me to take in.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I had mixed emotions, and because at first with Andy, I was like, "Oh, so we knew from the very beginning." You know what I mean? I thought it was a situation where maybe you found out later. Now you're in love and you're stuck and blah blah blah. But like, ooh, we knew from the beginning.
Let's touch on how the story that was told, because I was under the impression, because I'm pretty sure she told the girls they met at the gym. Right?
Yeah.
So hearing this story, I'm like, well, that's not the gym.
It was a completely different story.
What's the truth?
Because I believe she said that. I think she said that either to her friends or she said it to the detective that they did meet at the gym. Mm-hmm. So then when she was like, oh, well, we met at the store, then I came back and I'm like, whoa, was this a whole other episode? Or did this episode get cut? Or was it editing? Huh? Who's putting this piece together?
There was an interesting thing that happened where she was telling the story and she told Jasmine that she knew about the issue with her hysterectomy. I want to know what you all think. How much information do you think is appropriate for your ex to give you about their previous? Like, as far as why you all didn't work, or like what intimate details are going too far?
Because he was still with his wife and it wasn't over, I think that was a bit too much for her to kind of know. You know what I mean? Like it was just too much. I think like later on, you know, if he was removed from the situation and he was kind of like, this is what happened, and you know what I mean, maybe, and her sex drive kind of got low, because if that's the reason, you know what I mean, because it was like a sex drive thing, then okay, but have some respect for your wife and her privacy, because she is still your wife right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's more so just because she's still in the picture, and just have respect for her privacy, like I said.
Ditto, because I think that's just too much information, but it's also hard. Because if you're pillow talking, you know, with your side girl and you're already falling in love, then you probably don't even realize, like, oh, I just told all this business. But I'm in love with this woman, too, so I'm just going to tell this business. So if they weren't still married, like, it'd be okay. But like Marie said.
I don't know. I feel like even if they weren't married, personally for me, there are just certain details of past relationships that I just feel are off limits. And I think, like, obviously you can say, you know, we didn't work out because of, like, a chemistry issue. Like, you know, the chemistry just wasn't there. So I just feel like that kind of you're putting a woman's sexuality and, like, womanhood out there for someone who, like, has no relationship to her. And I just feel like that's very, like, exposing and, like, kind of, like, violating towards her.
I mean, true.
Because I know if one of my exes, even if we're not together, was telling someone, like, all of my business, like, if it was a situation like that, I wouldn't be okay with that.
But he's probably thinking these women aren't even going to pass.
Yeah.
Come in to, you know, come meet each other like this.
Yeah.
But
and then, like I said, like, it was, and I understand, like, that's a lot of information to give somebody, but I think if you're giving that information because it's a part of the reason of why it ended, and you're trying to be open about it, even though, I mean, it's part of your truth too, kind of, you know what I mean, even though it's not his body, but the reasoning is, like, it's part of his story too.
So basically, Jasmine's ready to get Andy discharged, ready to blow up the whole spot.
Right.
And Tina, is that her name? That's what she told her.
That's what she gave her when Gary popped up. But I felt like it was something else.
It was something else.
Black Ellen.
Ooh.
Or Black.
Black Ellen pulled up and was very hardcore, predatory, like, lesbian, like,
And you called it too.
I did. I literally said, oh, she wants the Andy.
As soon as you said that, Andy was like, I want to tell you, kiss my ass right now. Ooh, it was nothing I'd love more. Like,
she was like,
I said, girl.
she was.
I was going to say, how does she know Andy's place? But she been following her. So.
Yeah. I mean, she damn near was almost like Plies was Sweet Saturday.
Okay.
If you know, you know. She just was like real intense, and she even like she was like staring at her goods, and I was like, don't get me wrong, we stare at Andy the entire episode because she's hot, but I was just like, that's just like very invasive.
be a good girl, and I was like, whoa, too far. That's weird.
Way too
You're
far.
a good girl. I was like, oh.
Are you flirting with me?
I don't.
Hello,
That's
to catch a
flirting.
predator.
Hello, police.
Are you a lesbian?
Howard's in my lawn again.
Oh, is she flirting with me?
Is she flirting?
Is Drew trying to flirt with me?
Never.
Whore.
You wish. Anyway, so of course Gary pulls up. Andy loses it. Jasmine pulls up, and we kind of find out that this is not really what it's been painted to be this entire season.
Juicy.
And it kind of, like you said earlier, makes you change your opinion on Gary a little bit, because it seems like he's been trying to break away for a long time. He's stuck around because of the kids. He's done all the work that he possibly could do in their relationship, and that Jasmine's lied about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We find out who the woman at the airport is. It's Jasmine's sister.
I knew it was another woman. Just didn't think it was his sister.
But who's the white woman, Gary? Who's the? No, I'm not. Who? No, nobody.
Who are the other women?
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to know. Nobody wanted to know who the white woman was.
I wouldn't know.
But here's the tea. I feel like maybe this kind of predictions, but I just want to talk about it longer than predictions will give us. I feel like the investigator and Jasmine are having something. I feel like they have something going on, and I feel like they're trying to, like, I think the investigator is controlling it because it seems like Jasmine's easily influenced, but I feel like they're trying to flip Andy so that Andy will help them get all the money and they can go do their thing. But I feel like this has been played out. I feel like the investigator probably was hired before the divorce was even a question to see if he was cheating, and she weasels her way into Jasmine's life, and there's maybe some weird sexual something there.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna actually agree with that. I feel like the investigator and Jasmine definitely have something. They're in cahoots because when the investigator said, "Let's let it go," you're getting half. Like, let's let it go. We're already getting half. You're getting what you need. And she was like, "No, I want the whole shebang." I'm like, "Well, you in cahoots, girl."
Yeah.
Because when has a private investigator been that involved? You know what I mean? If we see other shows or whatever, it's like, here's the information. Do this. Right? You know what I mean?
There's no interest because like they're a non-biased party. They're just there because they got paid
to get information and boom.
And then she's like, "Oh well, I got her in the car and I told her to calm down and she wants to come and meet you. Why are you doing all? Why are you controlling this woman?"
Yeah. And like I just feel like that airing was just a test to try to push Andy to their side to be like, "See, he doesn't care about you." But like because there's
even another woman. Yeah, and
they knew who the woman was. They knew who the woman at the airport was, clearly, because that's Jasmine's sister.
Right.
But they didn't say that to Andy.
Oh, they sure didn't.
You're not slick, Jasmine.
They surely
Jasmine.
And Gary doesn't appear to be that sloppy to have a woman in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
sure
the way he like broke down and like literally was like, "I will give you whatever you want. I don't want you."
Take my wallet.
Made me like feel like his feelings for Andy really are what he's been painting them to be.
He's turning another cheek. I'm like, "Listen, Gary."
I'm like, I don't want to fall for this.
I know.
I don't fall for it.
Right.
Right.
Baby, I'm tripping. Okay, I'm stumbling. I'm already in Gary's lap. So, oh, catch me, Gary.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I feel like something's up. I feel like this is not the end for sure. But everything kind of completely gets derailed because Karen pulls up to work having a great day after a great night.
Okay.
And who is sitting in her chair but Pastor Sister Child? Okay.
The pastor's wife, honey.
Looking crazy than a mother.
Oh, she crazy.
She got crazy in her eyes.
Yeah, that's some good acting.
Yes.
And I guess R.I.P. to a real one. I don't know, because she's like, "I can't live without him," and Karen's like, "Sis,
you need to go.
Then take him."
I don't want your man.
I have my man. Okay, he turned me out last night, and I'm happy. Go away. I don't want him.
She went away.
She went away, all right, because I was not expecting us to see her actually shoot herself in the head.
Because all Karen said was bye. She said, "Bye." And then just went in her purse.
Ketchup flew out the back of her head, and it was crazy.
Ketchup.
I was stressed, y'all.
It was real blood.
She really did it.
No, but I thought, she was going to shoot herself and then it would be like a rush to the hospital scene. Like, I didn't think that was going to be it.
She went straight to the dome.
Yeah. Like, that's it.
Wow.
Pour one out. For my girl.
Drew, please leave.
I just don't know even how to process that. I was like, but remember, when Brian was in here, he played Maurice for you all, if you don't remember. But he said, we're gonna see her family and everything. And I was really trying to. I was like, why would we see her family?
Yes.
And I was trying to rationalize like what would make sense.
Now we know.
Well,
now we know.
She shot herself up in Karen's beauty salon.
Karen, she just trying to make her business. You know, she paying them her bills, trying to see her clients.
She's not even messing with the man anymore.
Right. She didn't even want. She said he's a pastor.
I don't do pastor.
She said no, Nookie, no, not for me.
Not for me.
Gotta go. This is not God's plan for me. So, man.
For her.
I just every time I think I know what's gonna happen on this show.
Yeah.
Because when I really thought when we saw the trailer last week that she would let off a warning shot and someone would tackle her or something and she would be okay. That's not what happened.
Okay, she said that's it.
Tyler Perry said, "Hold my drink."
Tyler Perry said, "I'm only paying you for a few episodes, honey." you on the budget.
We got 25. I can't pay for all of them.
But yeah, man, let's we have a lot to look forward to, I guess, for next week because
I guess so.
It's intense. But let's hop into Wednesday Wisdom.
Ooh, child. Okay, let's do it. Let me just look online.
I'm just like, I'm like thinking about it. It's just like,
It's so much.
it's so much. There's so many layers to the show.
Child. Well, at least we got a Wednesday wisdom. So this comes to you from Six Brown Chicks. Follow them on Twitter. They always have it every Wednesday. And so one question a person wrote in saying, baby daddy's job didn't last, so he starts working for my uncle, a hotel manager. He told me cleaning rooms. Uncle told me he's shooting porn with the local thots. We're supposed to be married. We're supposed to be working towards getting married. He says he's only sex acting for the money. Advice? I mean, sounds like Drew's life. Here you are. Your man tells you, he's working for your uncle, cleaning rooms.
My uncle's an officer, so you're getting arrested. All right. No, I think obviously you need to talk, but I do
Sex acting. That's a new one.
But I do think that, not to be woke or anything, but I do think there are obviously sex workers who do that and have perfectly normal lives and like are married and they're cool, but you all have to be on the same page.
You have to be on the same page.
Obviously. Which again, today's word of the day is communication.
Communication, honey.
Brought to you by Sabrina.
Or for you cheaters, that's maybe a new one. Like, honey, I was just sex acting.
I wish I would tell me they were sex acting. I'm murder acting.
I was sleeping with it. It was just sex acting.
Sex acting?
I'm an actor now, baby.
Ooh, I will drag you by your waves.
Do we have time for one more?
We sure do.
Oh, okay. So another person writes in, been with his cheap ass for 8 years.
Gotta go.
We have 2 kids. He finally proposed. I've been budgeting to get you the ring you deserve.
Oh no.
I posted my ring everywhere. I also stopped sleeping with my ex. Issue. Kid said he got my ring from the claw machine. Help! Here you are.
Well, maybe he knows that you're sleeping with your ex, and so that's the ring you deserve.
You got my ring from Chuck E. Cheese.
Howard got a ring pop.
And also, if your children had to tell you that's where the ring came from, you don't deserve it anyway. You should know, sis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to look at that and know what it is.
That's
Come
what
on
I'm saying.
now.
Like, you don't...
Like what?
From the claw machine, you don't understand what a fake ring look like?
Come on.
2 days, your ring... Not even a day, your finger is green.
And the stone is clogged. Foggy. Foggy.
No, enough. I think we have time for one more. We can fit in one more if you want to fit in one more. No,
It's like,
you don't
Nah,
you don't want to do one more? Okay, my bad. Howard wasn't ready for it. It's okay.
I can get one more real quick. I'm online trying to find everything. Gosh, let me see, child.
Y'all, please forgive us.
Trying to retch in that claw machine.
Howard's still practicing reading, so he has to sound
It's
out a lot of
Mac.
words.
I don't do fancy Macs, okay? Okay, so for one more, my high school boyfriend reached out to me after 10 years and invited me to his house for dinner. We immediately had great sex. Afterwards, he served me a weight loss shake and started pitching Herbalife, asking for money to join his team. I want more. Advice?
You want more Herbalife?
Right.
Which one do you want? Well then, honey, you got your own answer. You better give him the money.
I'll be damn if I'm over there giving you some of this good. You gonna tell me, well, I got Herbalife. What?
Well, first of all, you only have meth. You don't got no good. Howard.
Don't play me like that, okay?
Second of all, these men just gotta go.
They do have to go.
No,
They
don't
do.
pitch me I don't want to hear your sales pitch.
But if she wants more, I would be so turned off for that and not even want more, even if it was good. So if you want more, sis, buy that damn Herbalife.
Oh my gosh! And you don't serve me a weight loss shake?
What are you trying? Like,
Oh.
I'd be mad as hell if I just got butt ass naked, and then the first thing you do is give me a weight loss shake.
I'm still naked.
If you don't take this fupa and go,
I'm in the kitchen making tacos. You come down. Well, I got a weight loss shake. Excuse me?
I'm sitting here on DoorDash like, damn, babe, what should we get? That was crazy. I'm tired and I'm hungry.
You want the bone in or the bone out, honey? I got a weight loss shake.
I want that bone in. No, sorry.
Right now the bone's out.
Sir, pass me my drawers. I'm gone. Okay, that's it.
Pass you the shake.
If you don't hand me my wig so I can leave, I'm truly I'm triggered because I just see this happening to me. My 10-year high school reunion's coming up, and I just see it happening.
They would have gave me the shake before we even got to that part. Like,
he'd be like,
we even get started.
He'd be like, well, you were heavy breathing in there earlier. Like, sir, I was trying to make you think you were doing something.
You said you was out of breath. Honey, stop it.
Enough. Also, I'll take 2 pints of the chocolate Herbalife. Get out of my face.
Exactly. You know what? Give me the whole strawberry collection.
Let me get that tea, too.
With your bitch ass.
With your rude ass. I'll take the tea and the strawberry.
I'm triggered. But that was Wednesday Wisdom.
Wednesday Wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into predictions because apparently we're not taking a break. we saw Oval's not coming back till May. We said, we doing a vacation. They said, think again.
Tyler Perry got the budget for this one.
He said, nah, earlier time. Earlier time.
He said he got the money, so.
So,
well, I predict. So, since Gary has turned over this new leaf, he's definitely, him and Andy are just going to run off into the woods, honey. They're going to do this whole little Bonnie and Clyde type of thing. She going to give up her disc bar. She going to give up her farm and say, I want to be with you. I love you. Let's do this together. Because when he says we start all over, she said, she kind of thought about it.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to, Andy don't care. She's over it. Karen, I don't know how, but she's going to get tied up into this whole lawsuit. The family already said they were coming for her. The blood is on her hands. So there goes the store. Here comes the lawsuit. And unfortunately, Andy can't represent her. I mean, Andy can't represent her because now she's disbarred. But I don't know.
That was deep. Well, I think with Andy, I think we might. She loves Gary so much, but this relationship has been so complicated. I think if it starts to get easy, it's going to be weird for her and unknown. And I think she might actually maybe start to pull back a little bit from Gary. Because she's like, I don't need to be taken care of. I don't need this. What you really do, I don't really need all of that. Okay. So I think it's going to get a little different for them.
I still stand by the PI and Jasmine having something going on.
I can see that.
Because it's a lot.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And then I really want this White King to be something special for Dani.
Yes.
I want to see Dani get treated nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he seems like, I feel like he's going to treat her nice.
Yes. And I definitely want to see it next episode. Don't make us wait.
Okay.
I want to know now
Seriously.
because they've been punking her for the past 10 episods.
Talking about this Jerome we don't even see here.
Yeah, let us
nothing.
Then we saw him in the grocery store and he ran out of the way.
Yeah. Enough.
See, I forgot.
And I think that next week, I don't think we're going to see Calvin in the threesome. I feel like it's going to be Maurice and that Jose guy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's, but I don't think Calvin's actually going to be in the bed.
I don't think so either.
I think Maurice just a hoe.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Well, looks like that's time.
But you guys in the comments, let us know what you all think of tonight's episode, what you guys think of what's going to happen. And until then, where can they find you guys?
Hey guys. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at LMarieTV.
And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Howard III.
And you guys can find me on all the things at OKDrewJ. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.